Hey everybody, welcome to LargeCar Truck Spa. My name is Rob. Last video, we talked about foam cannons, the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons of the different cannons out there, and why we chose this cannon here. So today, we're gonna show you a little bit more about this cannon, how to maintain it, and how to service it if it starts giving you problems.
LargeCar Truck Spa, the difference between washed and clean.
So that's the first thing we want to talk to you about is maintenance and how to maintain that cannon properly. We've got different levels of troubleshooting. So let's start off first by talking about the proper way to maintain your cannon. Once you've got started and you've washed with it, once you're done with it at the end of the day, really good idea to make sure that you give that foam cannon a full flush. If you're washing, you've got a little bit of soap left, finish the soap on the truck, even if it's overlapping a little bit. If you know you're at the end of your wash and you've got a little bit, go ahead, run the soap out as best you can. Once you know that the soap is gone and you're just seeing water, point the gun off to the side and just run some water through it, flush it. That flushes the cannon out, and more importantly, flushes the body, the valve body, and the filter as well from the front. If that works for you, that's the best way to maintain the cannon and keep it running clean. So after you've done that, if you're maintaining your foam cannon, you find that it's still not working properly, one of the next best things you can do is give it a bit of a flush. Some of the things we do here start off by just soaking it in a little bit of water and some vinegar. You probably want to use maybe about a gallon of water in 2 or 3 ounces of vinegar. You want to take the head off the kettle and just take the entire foam cannon head and just put it in the vinegar water. Let it soak for a few hours. What that'll do, the acid from the vinegar will clear out a lot of the ports, and most importantly, clean out the gunk in the head of the foam cannon. Come on over, let's show you quickly what we're talking about. Here is a side-by-side view. This little ball, basically what it is, it's a compressed cylinder of stainless steel wire that's compacted really, really tight. This is a new one. This is an old one. We've pulled one out of an old foam cannon. See if I can tip it over for you. Yeah, you can see there's some gunk, there's some residue. What that is that's dried up soap that's made its way through the cannon and gotten built up in the filter. This little filter is where your soap and your water and your air blends together properly to give you that really good foam. The reason why we're spending so much time talking about this today is because your foam quality is so important to give you that best wash, because that's the best way it's applied. If your foam is nice and thick, you're giving it that soap that maximum surface area so that it works to its maximum potential. When it's nice and fluffy and light, it sticks to the truck and bonds as well as it can. It gives you that maximum amount of hang time. That's when it's really working. It's cutting the grease, it's soaking it up, really, really loosening it up. As soon as it falls from the truck, falls down, it's gone. That soap is done. So the better you can have your foam, the thicker, the denser the foam, the longer it will stay on the truck, and the better wash you'll get, the more value you'll get out of the soap. So if you've had a chance to, practice flushing out the cannon really well, if you've gone to the next step, you get a chance to soak it in some water and vinegar overnight, you put the head on and you find that your foam still isn't working very well, it's time to take it to the next step. And that's changing out this little filter we're talking about. So it's a really, really easy step to do. You've got this locking pin in the head of the cannon, just right here. So you want to take a little pick or something, tip of a knife, an O-ring pick, and you just want to get underneath and pull that out. And basically what that is a lock for the red to the blue part of the cannon. Separates the whole unit. You've got the brass housing there. Inside, we've got that filter. I don't know if you can see in their camera. We're just going to go ahead with our O-ring pick, pull that apart, and push that right out. Really, really good example again. Here's the one we just pulled out. Let's put that beside the brand new one there. You can see the difference, how much sparse this one is compared to this one. Once you've had a number of washes come through, a lot of water, a lot of soap, it'll start to break down. It'll start to sparsen the fibers in the filter, and that's when you know it's time to change it out with the new one. So we're gonna go ahead. We've got the fitting. We're just gonna go ahead and insert it, drop a new one. Just like that, just make sure it's all the way in. Really important, I just want to stop and really pay attention to this step here. You've got the fins that create the foam. These two little tabs, you want to run them through this groove here like that. So it's very important that you run it through. And I've just got my finger, my index finger, pushing it in from the back. And you know you've got it all the way in when these little black tabs are back in those rails. That's going to allow us to open and close these fins, and that's what's going to give us our array of spray from a wide angle to a narrow angle. We've got it put back, we've got the new filter installed. Let's go ahead, install the head back onto the body. Just going to slip it over just till it's snug. Now we can take our locking pin, place it back in the grooves on the cannon. Perfect. Push it on. All right, so we put this cannon back together. We've got it with a new filter back in. That's about the only part that needs to be replaced in the cannon. So that's about as good as new. Again, ready for your next use. So remember guys, flushing your cannon out, rinsing it once in a while with some water and vinegar. If that doesn't work, have some parts on hand. Really quick, just something with like a pick. Take the cannon apart, change that filter, put a new one in, and you're good as new again. So leave us a comment, let us know what you think. Stick around, we're gonna have more videos for you, more tech talk, give you the best ways to get the best wash possible. Thanks for joining us.